Israel bans men under 50 from Jerusalem holy site. BN calls for Kelantan support at GE14. Good evening. You're watching News on 2 with me, Muhammad Amin. Well, security was tight at Jerusalem's Old City today as Israel banned Muslim men under the age of 50 from the Temple Mount ahead of feared mass protests over the installation of metal detectors there. Well, Muslim leaders had called for mass protests during Friday prayers. Now, they urge worshippers to pray outside the Temple Mount rather than submit to security procedures. Well, some people were seen gathering outside and putting down mats. And Muslim leaders allege Israel is trying to expand its control there by installing the security devices. And the Al-Aqsa Mosque, the most important site for Muslims in Jerusalem, is at the Temple Mount. Meanwhile, back in Malaysia, Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi described Israel's move as an insult to Islam, adding that it would also create displeasure among non-Muslims around the world.
Malaysia dari pelbagai kaum, dari pelbagai parti politik, daripada pelbagai agama, kita sama-sama memperlihatkan semangat solidariti bahawa mana-mana tindakan aggression yang dilakukan oleh mana-mana kuasa atau mana-mana negara, kita tentang bahawa kita tidak boleh terima.
Well, Tabung Haji TH has provided an additional 8 hotels to accommodate Malaysian pilgrims in Medina, following the additional quota given by the Saudi Arabian government this year. And according to TH Medina Director Muhammad Zawawi Bostam, this brought the number of hotels for Malaysian pilgrim accommodation to 11 this year. The distance of the 11 hotels to the Nabawi Mosque is between 50 and 300 meters. The hotels are divided into 3 zones as compared to 2 last year, with various services provided such as counselling, Pilgrim Services Office and money withdrawal counters.
Cabaran-cabaran ni sudah tentu dari segi jumlah ketibaan. Bahagian risiko kita juga ada membuat satu modul tentang menghadapi krisis, dan setiap tahun dia akan perbaiki dan dia akan bentangkan pada setiap petugas haji.
More than 200 TH officers have already arrived in Medina since July 15 to set up operations, including information technology, IT support, medical centers, accommodation and transportation. A media team of various print and broadcast outlets will also be reporting on this year's Hajj season. In total, about 600 TH officers will be on duty in Mecca and Medina during the Hajj. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi has described the extraordinary presence of the Kelantan people at programs organised by UMNO lately as a positive development for Barisan Nasional, or BN, in facing the 14th general election. Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid said the people's mandate was crucial for BN to form a government and rule the state, as the coalition was determined to develop Kelantan. Under the 11th Malaysia Plan, the federal government has allocated 12.7 billion ringgit for Kelantan's development.
Di dalam PRU yang akan datang, anak-anak Kelantan yang berada di luar Kelantan, yang mencari rezeki di luar Kelantan, yang menjadi usahawan di luar Kelantan, yang menjadi ahli profesional di Kelantan. Mari kita satu padukan fikrah kita, pemikiran kita, tenaga kita, supaya cukuplah selama ini. Sesungguhnya apa yang dihasilkan oleh Tok Pa, kembalikanlah negeri ini ke tangan dan berada di kenderaan kita.
Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid was speaking at the Leader with the People program in Kota Baru today. The event drew a crowd of about 20,000 people. Enforcement personnel now have guidelines on the proper use of firearms while on duty. The guidelines were drawn up by the Attorney General's Chambers, AGC, assisted by agencies which personnel are required to carry firearms. Speaking in Putrajaya today, Attorney General Tan Sri Muhammad Apandi Ali said the previous standard operating procedure on firearms was only about safekeeping their weapons.
They can only use the firearm when they feel their life is threatened. That is their consideration. That's the main consideration. All the guidelines are according to the law.
Tan Sri Apandi said the guidelines were not compulsory, but officers were advised to follow it to prevent untoward incidents. A 34-year-old company director was today charged with 3 counts of accepting deposits without license, totaling more than 16 million ringgit over the past 4 years. And Kok Chi Boon pleaded not guilty when the charges were read to him before Judge Muhammad Moghzani Mokhtar at the Petaling Jaya Sessions Court. Now, for the first charge, the accused is alleged to have pocketed 15,163,200 ringgit from the public at the Sunway Damansara Technology Park between April and December 2014. And for the second charge, Kok allegedly accepted 998,000 from the public at Damansara, the place, Damansara Utama, between August and November 2014. And for the third offence, he is alleged to have accepted 48,400 ringgit at UOB Kota Damansara between January and November 2015. The offences fall under Section 137, subsection 1 of the Financial Services Act 2013 and are punishable under Section 137, subsection 2 of the same Act, which carries a maximum sentence of 10 years imprisonment or a 50 million ringgit fine upon conviction. Deputy Public Prosecutor Shafiq Hashim asked that no bail be offered to the accused as the offence is a non-bailable one. The court set bail at 1 million ringgit with 2 sureties and fixed August 21st for mention. Pulau Pinang Zakat CEO Dato' Azman Abdul Samad pleaded not guilty to receiving gratification in the form of a 1,280 Ceruti watch at the Georgetown Sessions Court today. And a 50-year-old Dato' Azman alleged received the watch from owner of Syarikat Safa Murni Enterprise, Zai Yusri Ibrahim, who had dealings with Penang Zakat. Now, the offence under the Penal Code was allegedly committed at the Zakat Training Centre on February 27 this year. And if found guilty, Dato' Azman may be jailed up to 2 years, fined, or both. Deputy Public Prosecutor Ahmad Ghazali Muhammad Azri prosecuted while Azman was represented by Rajivan Nambiar and Muhammad Reza Rahim. Ahmad Ghazali proposed 5,000 ringgit bail while Nambiar asked for a lower bail of 2,000 ringgit since Dato' Azman had already posted bail on a different charge at the Butterworth Court yesterday. Judge Nurlatha Hamza set bail at 4,000 ringgit with 1 surety and fixed August 22nd for mention. And yesterday, Dato' Azman and his staff were charged with 3 counts of graft at the Butterworth Sessions Court and they pleaded not guilty. In Kelantan, a businessman was charged in the magistrate's court today to 8 counts of cheating 3 individuals 114,067 ringgit and 20 cents through the sale of 3 plots of fraudulent land in 2010. The accused, Dato' Nazrul Ihsan Muhammad Irshad, whose last known address was in Bukit Istana, Kelantan, pleaded not guilty to the charges. And according to the charges, the accused had allegedly cheated Ahmad Zaimani Zulkifli 41 by selling a plot of non-existent land for 30,245 ringgit and 40 cents at Bukit Sekilau, Kelantan on October 19 and December 1st. The accused second victim was Siti Sepia Sharifah Abdul Rani, 56, whom he siphoned 51,721 ringgit and 80 cents on November 30th and December 16th. The accused's third victim was a 49-year-old Zaitun Juso, whom he cheated 32,100 ringgit using the same modus operandi. The accused is charged under Section 429 of the Penal Code. Upon conviction, the accused faces a 1-year minimum to 10-year maximum imprisonment together with whipping and a fine. The magistrates fixed bail at 30,000 ringgit with 5,000 for each charge with 1 surety, and the case mentioned has been set later. The Bahau Magistrates Court has postponed the case of a 44-year-old trailer lorry driver who was charged with reckless driving, and which led to the death of 8 people last month. And Magistrate Muhammad Reza Azhar Rizali today pushed the date for final remention to set a trial date to August 18, and following the application made by the Deputy Public Prosecutor, Wan Ahmad Hijrah Wan Abdullah. And earlier, Wan Ahmad had requested that the court adjourn the case, and as they are still waiting for the complete report on the accident from Malaysia Institute of Road Safety, that's MIROS, and the Land Public Transport Commission, SPAD, and a chemistry report On June 15, Norzailan Omar claimed trial at the Jelebu Magistrates Court to a charge of driving in a reckless and dangerous manner that led to the death of the 8 people. He committed the act at kilometer 25 of the Bahau Kratung Road in Jempol on June 11th at 2:20 p.m. The charge is brought under Section 41, Subsection 1 of the Road Transport Act 1987. And the court set bail at 12,000 ringgit with one surety and ordered the accused to surrender his passport and driving license until his case is concluded. Now, the minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Dr. Shaidan Kasim, has lodged a police report against a Facebook account owner who uploaded an unfounded comment involving his son's death 16 years ago. The report was made at the Kangar District Police Headquarters, Kangar, yesterday evening. And Dr. Shaidan said he regarded the action of the Facebook account owner, identified as Jeffrey Teo, as a malicious political provocation which touched on family sensitivities. Dr. Shaidan, who is also an UMNO Supreme Council member, said he was shocked and disappointed with the matter as it mocked the issue of death. And Dr. Shaidan's youngest son, Amir Muhammad Fawaz, died when he fell from the 31st floor of a condominium in Jalan Putra in December 2001. And Amir was 3 years old at the time. A 29-year-old man has been arrested for burning a bank at Bukit Pasir, Batu Pahat, Johor, that had rejected his application for a 100 million ringgit insurance. And Batu Pahat District Police Chief ACP Abdul Wahib Musa said the man was arrested at his house after he had fled from the scene. Well, according to witnesses, the suspect was seen pouring petrol at the bank entrance and setting it on fire before fleeing. However, a team from the fire department successfully extinguished the fire before it could do any serious damage. And investigations revealed that the suspect had previously received psychiatric treatment at Sultanah Noor Ismail Hospital, and the suspect has been placed under remand until July 27. The case is being investigated under Section 436 of the Penal Code for mischief by fire. And a man sustained injuries to his leg in an accident along the Batuath-Kulim Expressway, BKE, at 6:50 this morning. In a statement today, the Kedah State Fire and Rescue Department disclosed that the vehicle the victim was traveling in rammed into another car near the Baling Rest and Recreation area. Operations Commander Samsari Ibrahim, together with a team of 8 firemen, managed to extricate the victim, who was pinned to his vehicle. And the victim was sent to Hospital Baling for further treatment. Now, meanwhile, the driver of the vehicle escaped unhurt in the mishap. Minimizing risk of fraudulent online businesses. Details coming up. An integrated ticketing system for all local train services, KTM commuter, LRT, MRT and monorail is expected to kick off in August. And according to Transport Minister, Datuk Sri Liao Tiong Lai, said the system will be implemented in stages, as KTM commuter has yet to incorporate its system into the integrated ticketing system. And the system is, however, expected to be fully integrated by the end of the year. And the integrated ticketing system is an initiative by the Land Public Transport Commission, SPAD, that will require public transport service providers to integrate their fare system and the journeys across multiple operators. Commenting on the monorail project for Putrajaya, which was postponed in 2004, Datuk Sri Liao said the government will have a review on the project, especially on the aspects of its overall plan and cost. It has been 5 days since it was launched, and judging by the feedbacks from regular Klang Valley commuters, the Sungai Buloh Kajang MRT line project is set to be a success. Now, the latest line is expected to reduce traffic congestion in the city, apart from improving the public transportation system. And with the MRT, It would only take about 30 minutes to travel between Sungai Buloh and Kelantan, while the trip from Sungai Buloh to Kajang under Phase 2 would only take about an hour. With the MRT, it would only take about 30 minutes to travel between Sungai Buloh and Kelantan, while the trip from Sungai Buloh to Kajang under Phase 2 would only take about an hour.
The MRT is really nice and clean, and it's quiet, so you don't have too many crowds following you and all the stress of like getting to a train. So yeah, it's nice and clean and it's good.
MRT was the first time on the MRT, and it's very clean. It's not very busy. I don't know whether that's because it's so new. How long has it been open for? Only 4 days. So you're some of your first customers. Yeah, excellent.
This is the first time we've actually visited any station, so it looks very clean and yeah, it's better than the London one.
Mass Rapid Transit Corp, MRT Corp, has projected a drop of 160,000 vehicles entering the Klang Valley daily if 400,000 people were to use the MRT train service. BizTrust, the latest product introduced by the Companies Commission of Malaysia, SSM, will be able to minimize the risk of fraudulent online businesses. And SSM BizTrust is a standard certification that can be obtained by online business entities, including social media, via SSM. Now, it certifies that the entity has complied with the established characteristics of trust, principles, and criteria, including business registration, online security, and protection of information.
Sesuatu yang kita rasa dapat membantu ini adalah sesuatu yang boleh memberikan juga rasa keyakinan kepada seluruh rakyat Malaysia dan juga pengguna bisnes online di seluruh dunia. Kalau ada sahaja logo BizTrust ini, mereka pasti bahawa ini telah pun melalui satu kaedah yang kita benar-benar mengikutnya secara yang lebih terperinci.
Dato Sri Hamzah told reporters after launching SSM BizTrust in Kuantan, Pahang today. Merchants may obtain the certification, which comes in 3 categories, each with its own set of requirements and fee structure, which range between 200 ringgit and 2,500 ringgit. SSM is offering an introductory discount for 1 year, where merchants would only need to pay between 50 ringgit and 1,700 ringgit according to the category. Bina Darul Aman Burhan, or BDB, has launched 2 integrated township projects in Kedah with a gross domestic and gross development value estimated at 2.6 billion ringgit. Now, the projects are Darul Aman Saujana, to be built in Jitra, and Darul Aman Putra in Sungai Petani will be developed over the next 10 years. And BDB Managing Director Dato Isham Yusof said the projects were launched to meet the market demands for spaces that offer sociability and lifestyle elements beyond the homes. A total of 600 to 700 affordable housing units will also be available in both developments, which are located along the North-South Expressway. And among the facilities that would be provided are universities, shopping malls and hospitals, as well as high-speed internet access. Well, Dato Isham said through these projects, BDB not only offer buyers homes, but also quality lifestyles. And the launch of the project was officiated by Second Finance Minister Dato Sri Johari Abdul Ghani. And that concludes this evening's edition of News on 2. In our top story, Israel bans Muslim men under 50 from prayer at Al-Aqsa Mosque. And Malaysia has described the move as an insult to Islam. And News on 2 will be back with more updates at 12:30 p.m. tomorrow. I'm Mohammed Amin Carlos, and thanks for watching.